Okay, so today our topic of discussion is second type of non-token based algorithm, which is called Rickert-Agarwala algorithm. So let me tell you, the concept of Rickert-Agarwala algorithm is nothing but it is one type of advanced version of previous algorithm. Means it is the one type of advanced version of Lamport algorithm. See, there are some difficulties or there are some drawbacks in Lamport-Agarwala algorithm. So, our today's topic of discussion, that is Rickert-Agarwala algorithm, is one type of optimization of the previous algorithm. So let me tell you what are the drawbacks of what are the drawbacks of Lamport algorithm. If you remember the concept of mutual exclusion in distributed operating system, there are different processes which are located in different area network. So when they are want to communicate with each other, the Lamport algorithm says one type of timestamp will be distributed to each and every process who wants to access some critical section which is located to another area network. So that was the concept of Lamport algorithm. One unique timestamp is given to each and every competitor. But the problem was, in Lamport algorithm, each and every process have to maintain a queue. That is the first condition of Lamport algorithm. Each and every process who are competing with each other for accessing a critical section must maintain a queue. The purpose of queue is it keeps record of all transactions which is performed by the respective process. So that is the first condition of Lamport algorithm. Each and every process have to maintain a queue. That is why the database or size of the database of this to implementing this type of Lamport algorithm will be very huge, or it will very time consuming also, because we have to maintain a huge database. That is the first drawback or difficulties in Lamport algorithm. And the second difficulties is in step number 3. After completion, in step number 3, there is one condition, that is after completion its critical section, the respective process have to send one reply message or one release message to each and every site. The message is, now I have complete my critical section, then anyone can access my critical section. So that is the concept of release message in Lamport algorithm. But the problem is, the Lamport algorithm says the process who is now executing the critical section, after completion its critical section, it have to send the reply message to each and every site. Means those process who are not competing with each other for accessing a critical section, it also gets the reply message, and the process who are competing for critical section, this message also gets the release message or reply message. So every site are getting the release messages. So that is the second type of difficulties or second type of drawback in Lamport algorithm. So these are the two drawbacks of Laporte algorithm. First drawback is, if we want to implement Laporte algorithm, then we have to maintain a huge database, because in Laporte algorithm each and every process have to maintain a queue, and the purpose of queue is it keeps record all transaction which is performed by the respective process. And the drawback number 2 says, after completion of critical section, the respective process have to send its reply message or its release message to each and every site. So that is the number 2 drawback in Laporte algorithm. So to overcome this type of difficulties, the second type of algorithm is penetrate into the market, which is called Rickert-Agarwala algorithm. So Rickert-Agarwala algorithm is nothing but one type of optimization of Laporte algorithm. So here you can see the same thing. R1 represents the requesting site. Requesting site means it is the number of sites who are competing with each other for accessing a critical section. So here you can see the step number 1 of Rickert-Agarwala algorithm. The step number 1 says it is requesting the CS. CS means critical section. So say it is the SI set, and right hand side it is the SJ set. So at first what happened, SI wants some resources or wants to access a critical section which is located into the SJ site. So at first what SI have to do, SI have to send one request message to SJ. Then and then the Rickert-Agarwala algorithm provides one timestamp value to the processes who are competing with each other for accessing the request. So actually there is 3 sites, S1, S2 and S3. So here S1 and S2 means SI and SJ are competing with each other for accessing a single request. For accessing a critical section. So now what SJ do? At first SJ check whether this type of resources is available to my site or not, or whether this type of critical section is now free or not. So there is one type of conditional checking. So there is 3 conditions. First condition is, when SJ sends reply message to SI, the number 1 condition says if SJ neither requesting to anyone. That is condition number 1. Condition number 2 says SJ nor executing its critical section. And point number 3 says if SJ also requesting for accessing same type of critical section which is located to another area network. So these are the 3 conditions which is provided by Laporte-Agarwala algorithm. So after satisfying these 3 conditions, then SJ can send a reply message to SI. So that is the requesting step. And the point to be noted, in Rickert-Agarwala algorithm, no queue is maintained by each and every process. So there is no concept of queue. So by this way we can reduce the size of our memory or database. Now there is another concept in Rickert-Agarwala algorithm, that is the deferred request concept. What is the meaning of that? Say here Si and Sj are competing with each other for accessing a single critical section. So Rickert-Agarwala algorithm then and then provide a timestamp value to each and every process who are competing with each other for accessing the critical section. So here Si and Sj are competing with each other for accessing a critical section. So here you can see the timestamp value which is provided by Rickert-Agarwala algorithm is 4. It is the timestamp value of Si, and 5 is the timestamp value of Sj. So the second step, which is called the condition checking step, says those process can access the critical section which has lower timestamp value. So obviously here Si timestamp value is 4 and Sj's timestamp value is 5. That is why the timestamp value of Si is lowest than Sj, then Si can access the critical section. So in this scenario, Sj is the deferred request. Deferred request means now Sj lose the competition and it have to wait for some time. After getting the reply message from Si, then Sj can enter the critical section. So now Sj is deferred request. Now here that is the step number 2. Step number 2 says here one condition is those message has the lower timestamp value can access the critical section. So here obviously the timestamp value of Si is lower than Sj, then Si can enter the critical section. Now the step number 3. The step number 3 says it is the releasing of the critical section. After executing its critical section, Si have to send one reply message or release message to those sites which are deferred in nature. So here Sj lose the competition with Si, so Sj is the deferred request. So here Sj is the deferred request, that is why reply message only goes to the Sj. So reply message only goes to the deferred site only, not to the all site. So here you can see the example of Rickert-Agarwala algorithm. In this picture there is 3 sites, S1, S2 and S3. So we know that only S1 and S2 are competing with each other for accessing a critical section, and S3 is not in the competition. So what happened? After some time, S2 wants some resources or wants to access a critical section which is located at Sy. So there is one incoming edge from S2 to S1, and then Rickert-Agarwala algorithm provides a timestamp value to the site S2. So TS2 is nothing but a timestamp value of S2 site, and at the same time S2 wants to access another critical section which is located at S3 site. So this is the timestamp value. TS2 is the timestamp value of S2 site. After some time, S1 wants to access a critical section which is located at S2. That is why one incoming edge from S1 to S2. and at the same time S1 wants to access another critical section which is located at S3 site. That is why it is the timestamp value. TS1 is the timestamp value of S1 site, and here is one incoming edge from S1 to S3. Now it is the end of request sending step. Step number 2 says there is some condition checking done by Rickert-Agarwala algorithm. The condition is those process have the lowest timestamp value can enter the critical section. So obviously the site number 2 has the lower timestamp value, that is why S2 can enter the critical section. And now S1 is the deferred request, means S1 lose the competition with S2, that is why now it is deferred request. So after execution of its critical section, the step number 3 says the process have to send its reply message or release message only to the deferred request site only, not to the all site. So by this way we can overcome the second type of drawback in Lamport algorithm. In Lamport algorithm, what we have seen, the site who just finished its critical section sends this reply message to each and every site. But in Rickert-Agarwala algorithm, it is not like that. The site which is just finished its critical section only sends the reply message to deferred request site only. So that is the concept of Rickert-Agarwala algorithm. So that is the end of our today's class.